That's that root work. The best damn deodorant in the world, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we in here. Oh, yes, we are. We are in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all hop on in here. We are in the house. We're in the building. Glad to have y'all tuning in. Everybody pile on through. Everybody pile on through. Let folks know that we are live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right. Y'all give me a retweet and let everybody know that we are live in the building right now, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have y'all in here. You got your notification off X. Yeah, they playing the notification game. They always joke around with my notifications. So that's why you got to let folks know. You got to retweet and let folks know that we're in the building. But we're in here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in here. We're in here. Just throwing everything on social media because, again, they play little games with the notifications. But people are slowly piling on in here. What's up, Patricia Jenkins? Shout out to my mods. Let me see. He said turn the volume up. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in.
Okay, the volume on my end is very good. On my end, the volume is good. Ladies and gentlemen, the volume is good. All right. You retweeted and got your notification. Okay. You tapping in from cold Atlanta. Oh, it's cold out there in Atlanta. I talked to a friend of mine out in Texas. Said it was cold in Texas too. So everybody be safe and bundle up and be warm out there, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Elevation Allah? So let me have the family do this. The volume is good. Yes, it is. So everybody retweet, since YouTube might be jerking around with the notifications. Give me a retweet. That would be great. Everybody give a nice retweet. Let everybody know that we're live right now. Retweet the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. And let everybody know that we are in the building right now. Let me just double check my retweet game here. Let me see make sure I posted it up. Okay. All right. So we in here, ladies and gentlemen. In Tennessee, it's like 19 degrees. Oh, my goodness, man. Y'all bundle up out there. It's cold in Dallas. It's very cold in Texas. Yeah, I heard it's about to get colder out there in Texas. So y'all be good out there. The weather around the country is tripping. All right, shout out to the FBA family. How's the FBA lineage family in the building? I hope you guys are good. We're going to have a real heavy discussion about lineage on this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Say the whole East Coast is about to get a couple of storms. Okay. The East Coast family, y'all be safe out there. Y'all absolutely be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. A lot of stuff we're going to get into. Y'all shout out to Michael Warden. Shout out to Wartox, the moderator. Shout out to Michael Warden. Just waiting on everybody to pile on in here so we can chop it up. The Trump inauguration this week is going to be very interesting. A lot of people are criticizing Snoop and Nelly unjustly, as far as I'm concerned. They're unjustly denigrating them because they are performing for Trump's events. Soulja Boy came out and performed at one of the events, I think with Snoop. Soulja Boy, now shout out to Soulja Boy. He got on live and he said, hey, look, I got paid. Damn now. Yeah, I did it. Kamala and Obama ain't never gave me no money. They ain't never done nothing for me. So yeah, I performed at the Trump joint. Yeah, now what? And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Shout out to Soulja Boy. Shout out to Soulja Boy. Cash, don't be in here trolling, Cash. But yeah, I stand with Snoop. I stand with Snoop. I've seen a lot of people try to denigrate them. I saw something where they were talking about, what was that, TikTok and yeah, the TikTok ban. They banned TikTok for a minute, then reinstated it. And I get on that in a second. But yeah, some of the left-wing shills are trying to shame Snoop and others. Yeah. But y'all got to remember, Trump got Harry O, that's Snoop's partner, out of prison. Trump got a few people out of prison. The Democrats are the ones locking people up left and right. So y'all not going to play the Democrats good, Republicans bad. It's really hard to play that game when the Republicans are sending out olive branches to the black community more so than the Democrats. I saw something where Steve Bannon was talking about jobs in Silicon Valley. He was saying, hey, some of them jobs should go to black people. The Democrats don't talk like that. But y'all want us to have all of this vitriol for the Republicans. And again, I didn't vote for anybody. I voted for the couch, but the Democrats, the Republicans are really whooping your ass from a tactical standpoint. You know, even if they are doing strategic outreaches to black society, all of it is strategic. Yeah? All of it is strategic. But at least they're doing that. Y'all lump us in with everybody, which is a way to erase us. See, that's the reason why the Democrats lost. See, there's a new paradigm shift. Shout out to everybody in here. The room is getting filled now. There's a new paradigm shift, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have some Hispanics in here? Okay, it sounds like we got some Puerto Ricans in here. We're gonna discuss that tonight. But yeah, the Democrats are a bunch of hypocrites. The Democrats are hypocrites. And this whole tactic where this benign neglect on foundational black Americans is not going to continue to go on. Those days are over. That benign neglect nonsense where we are rendered invisible, where we don't really exist, that game is over, ladies and gentlemen. We're not playing that game. We're not going to play that game. We have defined who we are as an ethnic group. We defined our lineage. This is why there's been so much noise and so much kicking up sand and so much biting and scratching over foundational black Americans acknowledging our lineage, our heritage and our culture. And we defined ourselves. And we are on code behind our lineage. So a lot of people are kicking and screaming and having hissy fits and throwing temper tantrums. Now, family, people tried to play our lineage off as if it was just people online talking. And us getting on code around our lineage, ladies and gentlemen, we have shown that we can make power moves. We're starting to make power moves with our lineage because we're starting to look out for our lineage specifically, just like other groups. We're doing what every other group is doing. When the Asians show up, especially in a political sphere, they're going to look out for what's happening with the Asian community. The Latinos, they look out for the Latino community. The Arab community, they look out for the Arab community. We are the only group, ladies and gentlemen, the only group who they make it a requirement that we don't look out for ourselves. Every other organization out here for the Asian community, their job is their community, not first, but only. You understand? Arab organizations, they don't look out for their Arab community first. They only look out for their Arab community. Organizations like LULAC, one of the oldest advocacy groups for Latins, they only look out for their group. And in the 60s and 50s, they infamously said, the Negro problem, that ain't our problem. We ain't really rocking with the Negroes. They infamously said that. Look up LULAC. Not only that, the president of LULAC, he had restaurants in Texas that had anti-black Jim Crow signs. We couldn't even go in his restaurants. Don't let people rewrite history here. Don't let nobody rewrite history. It's truth to power time. All of these other groups, Polynesians, they look out for Polynesians only. Polynesian groups. You understand? Jewish groups, they look out for their people. LGBT, look out for their people. Our organizations, if you want to call it that, like the Congressional Black Caucus, they're required to do stuff for everybody except foundational Black Americans. So-called Black organizations, it has to be a people of color coalition, a minority coalition. They look out for everybody else except us. They are required to not look out for foundational Black Americans. Ladies and gentlemen, even the politicians who are Black, unfortunately, many of them are required to not look out for the Black community. This is why they always get a bunch of non-FBAs now, because back in the day, you would get some Black politicians who were foundational Black American who would say, hey, let me look out for the community, like Marion Barry. I've talked about this before. Marion Barry looked out for the Black people of Washington, D.C. I talked to a brother the other day who he was a retired architect, and he was like, hey, man, our architecture firm, we got put on by Marion Barry to do a big job for the city. Marion Barry hooked that up for the Black architects out there. You understand? Yeah, he was on the pipe, but he was still doing for the community. There's a lot of them on the pipe. They had to bust him out and try to shame him out of the game. Thankfully, the people in D.C. said, yeah, he was smoking the pipe, but yeah, we're going to put him back in office. Go to hell. Shout out to D.C. Shout out to D.C. Yeah? So family, this whole thing where we are accepting benign neglect, yeah, Andrew Young looked out for the Black people of Atlanta. Yes, he did. Andrew Young looked out for the Black folks out there. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. They don't like that. That's why they got a bunch of tethers that they put in office now. Huh? Well, listen. Harold Washington. Yes, he did. Yep, I was just thinking that too. You beat me to it, Marvin. Harold Washington in Chicago too. Yep. Harold Washington. A lot of those guys, yeah, they looked out. That's why they said we need to get tethers up in here, because these Black folks are going to be on code with each other. You know? Said Marion Barry created the summer job program in D.C. Yes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Adam Clayton Powell looked out for Harlem. Yes, he did. Adam Clayton Powell was a rider for Harlem. Maynard Jackson, you see, they had to get the Maynard Jacksons and the Harold Washingtons and some of these people. They had to get them out the mix. They were like, no, they're gonna be on code with their people. So we have to kind of bust this thing up. Let's get some non-Black American people in here. Let's get some immigrants in here. There's a reason why they started to do that, because they know we instinctively are going to look out for each other, as we're supposed to. There's a reason why, family, the Congressional Black Caucus, the majority of them are non-FBA. That's not by accident. That's not by accident, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? So, family, it's very important for us to stop the benign neglect policies and then talk about how important it is for us to look out for the people in our lineage, as do every other group. Every other group does this. There's nothing wrong with that. I want us to stop thinking that it's divisive and there is a stigma to us looking out and elevating and empowering the people from our foundational Black American lineage. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, us getting on code around our lineage, we've been throwing the weight around a little bit. We threw the weight around with the Democrats and made them crash and burn in the last election. They're still salty because of that. People like Fat Joe, we saw what happened to Fat Joe. Fat Joe tried to get sassy with the foundational Black American lineage. And he learned the hard way that it's a very brand new day. People are standing on Lineage business, and they got him out the paint. He got tossed from the BET Awards. He's not hosting no more. And he released an album. You ain't heard nothing about the sales or nothing. That album didn't really do anything. And some interviews he did talking greasy, they had to get taken down about the lineage. So it seems like Fat Joe, because there was some conversation about the movie Microphone Check and the presence of Latinos in the early creation of hip hop, which was non-existent, all right? And this has been confirmed in the movie Microphone Check. We did a movie, Microphone Check. And by the way, Microphone Check is now streaming on FBA Stream. So if you have a subscription to FBA Stream, ladies and gentlemen, you can go check that out, all right? And also, you can check it out on Amazon Prime. So they got Fat Joe out the paint. So Fat Joe, it seems like Fat Joe went to Melle Mel for a Lifeline. And Melle Mel had to come out defending him. But before we get to Melle Mel, it seems like a couple of phone calls were made behind the scene because Charlie Rock, who was one of the original Zulu Kings, who's in the movie, phenomenal in the movie, told the truth in the movie. Charlie Rock popped up. He did an interview on, it was another gentleman's channel, All Access Hip Hop, something like that. I can't think of the name of the channel, but solid brother. So the Charlie Rock was up there. I can't say he was backpedaling because Charlie Rock didn't really backpedal, but he was throwing shade at the lineage, which he's of the lineage. And he's acknowledged that his lineage is foundational Black American. So it was a real strange thing Charlie Rock was doing. I can't even say it was backpedaling because he didn't really change his stance. He knows that it was only Black people at those early jams creating the culture. But for some reason, Charlie Rock hopped on defending Derek Colon. It was real weird. I don't even know where he was coming from with it. He kind of threw a little disrespect my way, which I didn't understand that. And the host was trying to get him to elaborate, and he wouldn't really elaborate on anything. He just kept talking in circles. Yeah, what Charlie Rock said, this is what he said. Charlie Rock was like, yeah, the whole conversation, yeah, we shouldn't be all divisive. Yeah, the whole conversation is because foundational Black Americans started all this. He made it seem like we started going in on the Puerto Ricans, which isn't true. And then they brought it up. The host was like, you do know that all of these other Puerto Ricans been saying weird stuff for years. And Charlie Rock acted like he didn't know what that was. He, I never saw it. The host was telling Charlie, like, hey, man, Busta Rhymes was saying a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I never saw it. He was on that. I never saw that. So, yeah, then he said, and the host was like, well, do you disagree with anything in Microphone Check? I mean, damn. He's like, well, I didn't see the movie. So Charlie Rock was on some real weird stuff. I don't know what it was about. He didn't debunk anything. He's saying the same thing that we're all saying. It was a Black American. I don't know if he has a term. He just likes using the term African American. I don't know. He's older. He's almost 70. A lot of these guys don't know that African American is not a common term that's used now with the youth. Yeah. No, he was adopted. Charlie Rock was adopted, but he said his birth family, they're foundational Black American, but the people who adopted him were Caribbean. All right. I don't know where he's coming from, but he had vitriol towards us. And then what's weird, he started caping for Derek Colon. You're like, yeah, y'all divisive and y'all calling Derek Cologne names and leave Derek Cologne alone. I'm like, what? You caping for Derek Cologne? Dr. Cologne? This is the dude who's been lying on you. This is the dude who's been spreading the damn lies, and you're putting the cape on for him? So it's weird. I don't know, but I didn't appreciate, he kind of threw some shade at me that I really didn't like. I didn't appreciate that at all, because we're the only ones trying to show him respect by elevating him to let him tell his story. You understand? And he didn't debunk anything. He didn't say anything was wrong or incorrect. Yeah? And he's always said that the Latins weren't around, which is what we've been saying. They just weren't around. That's the truth. It was black people doing this. It wasn't the Caribbeans. He's admitted this. So what's the damn problem? So this whole thing of him caping for Cologne, that's the thing that threw us off. Everybody's like, what is he talking about? Yeah? So that's interesting. You know what it seems like? What I'm thinking it is? With all of these, some of these guys, because this isn't new. A lot of these dudes, a lot of the old school hip hop cats, not a lot, but some of them. We've seen some of them who will tell the truth and say what was really going down in the early days. They'll tell the truth, and then a year or so later, they'll kind of backpedal and say, oh, well, I shouldn't have said that. I had said this in an interview, and I really shouldn't have said that. So they'll tell the truth and then try to walk it back. I've seen a few of them do that. See, this is why we did microphone checks, so we can just lock the truth in. Yeah? This is why we did microphone checks, so we can lock the truth in. So people can stop doing all that backpedaling. But what it seems like, let's be very honest, with the Charlie Rocks and these people, see, Charlie Rock was like an early B-boy, and these B-boy conventions, mostly Latina, Asians, non-black people at these conventions. So somebody behind the scenes, they might have hollered at him, but again, he wants to still get his invites to the B-boy conventions, you dig? And now the narrative is that, we're letting folks know where this culture came from. It's a foundational Black American culture. We're just going to be honest about it. So he doesn't want to really backtrack because that'll make him look like a hypocrite. Yeah, people are saying that, dude, they got dementia or whatever. Sounds like they still want to get invited to the B-boy convention. You still want to get invited to the Wild Style reunion. Yeah? Because that's the audience. That's the audience. So you don't want to go to these conventions if you do get an invite and they're kind of hostile, because the name of the game is for them to, a lot of them try to co-opt the culture. Yeah? So Charlie Rock, I'm not going to denigrate him. I'm not going to, because I don't know what's going on with the brother. I just don't like it. It was a little disrespectful to me. I didn't like that because we're defending him from the Colognes and all the people lying about the culture. It was Derek Cologne running around here talking about there were some damn B-boy crews that was before the Zulu Kings, and they got the shit from the TBB, and then there were some Puerto Rican rocking crews in the 60s that the Zulu Kings and everybody else got the moves from, which we all know is horse crap. Why you're caping for this dude, Charlie? I don't know, brother. I don't know what that's about. That's a bad look. And all of the vitriol is towards us for whatever reason. Yeah? I don't know what that's about. In that interview, the guy was, talking to Charlie about Puerto Ricans, and Charlie Rock mentioned that, he dated Puerto Rican chicks back in the day. Some of that Puerto Rican cooch put a spell on old school New York cats, man. Some of that Puerto Rican cooch might have put a spell on some of y'all niggas. Yeah? Yes, you know what? Fat Joe's former homeboy, Cuban Link, he's actually riding with foundational Black Americans because they've been running around posting stuff, and Cuban Link has been like, no. We Latinos got it from foundational Black Americans. We got it from them. Let's just be real. So at least some of the that's why I'm not dumping on the Latinos, because some of them are actually keeping it real. Cuban Link is actually keeping it real. Yeah? But yeah, like that Tina Torres woman out here talking crazy, talking about hip hop is like the bastard child of Latin bebop. And y'all sit up and let these people say all of this stuff? Man. So yeah, they dangle that Puerto Rican cooch in dudes' faces. And some of these brothers don't know how to act, man. Let's keep it a buck. That's why a lot of y'all been quiet. Come on now, we're going to have to do some straightening. Y'all been letting too many lies go on for a long time. And when we, from the foundational Black American lineage, who actually respect you, for real, and we want to see your legacy live on, we want to see you be centered and elevated so that your name can be synonymous with these creations instead of them skipping over you all the damn time and giving credit to some mythological Latinos where they're trying to just erase your black asses altogether. All right? Let's be real. The goal is to just make it seem like none of you Negroes in the Bronx created nothing. You got it from them. That's where they're going with it. That's why we're trying to get in front of it so they don't erase you. I don't know where the vitriol towards us, hey man, that shit ain't gonna fly. Y'all better cut that bullshit out. You see? That's some shit that's not going to fly when you know the truth. And we're the only ones on this side from your lineage who's trying to stand on business for you so that you're not erased. I understand y'all need to get invited to the Beach Street reunion. I get it. But you're going to have to stand on business one way or the other. All that backpedaling ain't going to cut it. Now, so Joe, Fat Joe, seemingly went over to Melle Mel for a Lifeline. And here's the thing. Melle Mel did a video, and I kind of got word that he was going to put out something because it was a brother, Van Silk. Shout out to Van Silk. Very good brother. He was an early promoter in the early days of hip-hop, well, the late 70s. He was one of the big hip-hop promoters, Van Silk. Good guy. So me and Van, we chop it up, and Van knows everybody. Van knows every goddamn body. Not just in New York. Van knows everybody. He knows everybody out here. Van is just one of the people who know everybody. Van, good guy. Van is like the go-between for everybody. You know, Van got me on the phone with Curtis Blow. Me and Curtis Blow had a great conversation. Shout out to Curtis Blow. Much respect to Curtis Blow. Much respect to Curtis Blow. Good guy. So Van hooked me up with that. So Van was, he called me up and he was like, yeah, I got Mel on the other line. And, Mel wants you to say that it was almost like an urgent thing, so clearly there were some other calls being made to Mel. So Van hit me up. He's like, yo, Mel is on the other line. And he wants you to say that hip hop was not a black creation. Say it's a Bronx creation. I said, no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that because that's bullshit. And shout out to everybody for the super chat, the super chat funds. Shout out to everybody contributing to the super chat. Warrior King, shout out to Warrior King. Shout out to Warrior King. Yeah, but they wanted me to come out and say that hip hop is not a black creation, it's a Bronx creation. I said, hell no, I ain't saying that. So then Mel does the video. Mel, let me play the video. All right, let me play this video of Mel. And this is basically just trying to be politically correct so that you are inclusive to other groups. So Mel made this video, and boy, the Puerto Ricans, and boy, they were really celebrating with this video. They were really celebrating with this video. And let me play this. And much respect to Mel, you know, I still rock with Mel now, you know. Well, let me say this. You know, Mel is still a legend, all right? Because I know a lot of people have been on Mel's bumper because of this. This is my first time speaking on it publicly since it happened this week. So a lot of people, this turned a lot of people off with Mel. I'm going to say this. No matter what Mel says, whatever, Mel is still, his legendary status is solidified. All right, let's be very clear. Mel changed the game. Mel changed the game. His legendary status is still there. All right, that's never going to change. We can respectfully disagree. Now, I respectfully disagree with all of this, but, you know, the legendary status is there. So his Mel addressing, basically, this is caping for Fat Joe. I'm going to just keep it a buck. He's putting the cape on for Fat Joe. Now, listen to some of this. Hold on.
Mr. Melle Mel, what I want to try to do is bring some kind of clarity to a situation that's been floating around. And as a matter of fact, just to try to get it off the front page, you want to put, little weirdness on the back page. Now, they got this whole thing going on about, who started hip hop and who's, whether Puerto Ricans.
That was started with Fat Joe's ass. Okay, let's be clear. Fat Joe brought this shit on himself.
Was the backbone, or whether black people was the backbone of the culture. Now, it is no wrong answers. I don't believe in right or wrong answers.
Okay, see, okay, I'm gonna break all of this down. Let me break all this down. Okay, see, we're getting politically correct. This is being very politically correct here. Well, there's no right or wrong answers, but most of the angst comes towards us. You see, there's no right or wrong answers, but most of the hostility is us. Oh yeah, they said Cologne has been just posting. Oh, they said Derek Cologne has been having orgasms. No, Melle Mel, his family is FBA. His family is FBA. They're from the Carolinas. Yeah, they're from the Carolinas. And again, Mel, in the movie Microphone Check, Mel was phenomenal. He told the truth. All right. But hold on, let me play some more. Hold on.
But it's results. Now, this is the bottom line. Now, that everybody got their opinion, so now this is my opinion. Is no black culture, like hip hop is not black culture. Hip hop is Bronx culture. All the shit that made hip hop, the building blocks of hip hop, it was formed in the Bronx.
That's being politically correct. And then what he does, he says it's not black culture, it's Bronx culture, and then start naming a bunch of black people who created it. Yeah? Then starts naming a bunch of black people who created it. Hold on, let's get to it. All right, hold on.
The first popular DJs, DJ Kool Herc.
Black but Caribbean.
Bronx Cat. The first turntablist, Flash.
Black but Caribbean.
Bronx Cat. The first guy to do the scratch, Grand Wizard Theodore.
Black, and he's foundational Black American.
Is a Bronx Cat, right? The first MC, you're looking at him. I was
Black, foundational Black American.
Born and raised in the Bronx, Monsignor Hospital. The Bronx culture is hip hop culture.
Okay, notice, for the Puerto Ricans who are celebrating, he didn't name any Puerto Ricans. All right? He didn't name any Puerto Ricans. So what he's doing, he's just being very politically correct. He's trying to say it was black without saying it was black. You see? By saying it was the Bronx. You see? And what that does, unfortunately, you're leaving a latch open on the back door. Because Mel knows it was all black. Mel, and he said this in Microphone Check. He's already said this. And he's saying it now. That's why it's the Bronx thing, and then pointed to a bunch of black people. So you're saying it now. But what you do when you say, well, it was a Bronx thing, what you do, you leave the back door open, you leave the latch off the back door. So when other people coming in staking claim to the furniture and the goods and all of the valuables, you can kind of turn a blind eye and keep your hand clean. You keep your hands clean because you didn't say that it was Latinos and blacks. You just said it was the Bronx. But you're still complicit in leaving the back door open for them to come in with the lies, and that's been the problem. That's been the problem, ladies and gentlemen. I saw Cardi B say something about, the Bronx created hip-hop, something. She was saying some bullshit like that. That whole it was the Bronx thing, that's, what's the Bronx? The Bronx is a location. Because I heard China Mac, who's Asian, talking about, we from the Bronx, we created hip-hop. The hip-hop is the Bronx thing. We created hip-hop. This is an Asian dude talking about he done created some damn hip-hop. No. The Bronx is bricks, buildings, and asphalt. Did the buildings create hip-hop in the Bronx? Did the parks and the trees create hip-hop in the Bronx? No. Did the asphalt and the sidewalks create hip-hop in the Bronx? No. See, we're going to have to use deductions. Okay. Since the inanimate objects of the Bronx, did the Bronx River create hip-hop? No. Okay, since the inanimate objects in the Bronx didn't create hip-hop, okay, let's go to the people. Did the whites, Jews, Italians, Irish create hip-hop? No. Did the Dominicans and the Jamaican community create hip-hop? No. Herc was emulating foundational Black Americans. Did the Puerto Ricans create hip-hop? No. Did the pigeons and the birds in the Bronx create hip-hop? No. So who the hell was creating hip-hop in the Bronx? The black people. You see? It was the black people doing it. Particularly the foundational Black Americans. Just use deduction. So that whole, it was the Bronx that created it. The Bronx is an inanimate object. The Bronx is a location with inanimate objects. It was people. Who were the people? Where were they getting the seeds of hip-hop to create it? Were you getting it from salsa? No. Were you getting it from polka? No. Were you getting it from reggae? No. Were you getting it from funk, R&B, disco, from foundational Black American bands? Yes. The rapping part, did you get that from the birds in the Bronx? The pigeons, the rats in the sewer? Where'd you get the rapping from in the Bronx? You got it from foundational Black Americans. We can play this game all day. We can just do the power of deduction. But again, this leaves the back door open for people to come on in and then start claim jumping the culture. Let me play some more of my brother Mel. This is all respect. This is respect. This is all respect. This is all respect here. No disrespect whatsoever. Hold on.
So the fact that if you got two different sides arguing about the culture of hip hop, you didn't even say none of the Bronx guys' name. Like it's all this we shit. Like you French? Who's all the we? First of all, whoever's speaking about that, you wasn't even there. I'm there. I'm 16, 17 years old.
And the people there, including you, Brother Mel, said that it was black people at those early parties.
I'm looking at Herc and them. If you want to talk about hip hop culture and have it being beneficial for somebody, then why ain't you supposed to benefit Herc? Why you can't ask Cass or somebody? Ask somebody that was there. You're just going to take it upon yourself. Oh yeah, well, so and so started the culture. at the end of the day, the people wasn't even really behind hip hop like that. You want to know who was behind hip hop in the very beginning? Bronx was behind hip hop.
Okay.
That's who was in.
Well, the people in Brooklyn and Queens and Harlem, a lot of people were into hip hop. They would go to those jams.
In the parties, and you had a couple of people from the outer boroughs, and they came in.
Right. Okay. There you go. He acknowledged that.
But the whole thing happened in the Bronx. This whole conversation is supposed to benefit the true founders and builders of hip hop. But you never even asked them. Did you ask Herc? Did you ask Biggs, or did you ask Flash? Well, Flash, what do you think about? Oh yeah, foundational Black Americans. We was Afro Americans probably back then.
No. Yeah, and this is what I don't like. You're taking a shot at your own lineage. You're taking a shot at your lineage. See, this is this whole shame of your lineage thing where we can't give ourselves credit for creating something. And we weren't African Americans at the time. We didn't use African American in the 70s. We weren't. We didn't use African American in the 70s. But when you talk about people in the 70s, some people will use the term African American now, just like now the term is foundational Black American. You're still talking about the same people, but you're being very specific about the lineage. Yeah? You're being very specific about the lineage. Yeah, he's from an FBA family. But nobody even used African American in the 70s. And also, nobody used the term hip hop in the 70s. The culture was not even called hip hop in the 70s. The culture wasn't called hip hop. The word hip hop wasn't on them flyers in the 70s. They didn't call it that, you see. Sometimes you will do something and sometimes something is there and then later on you are able to define it. The term hip hop didn't come into place for the culture until 1982. We talked about this in Microphone Check. That's why y'all got to go see Microphone Check. You got to see Microphone Check. But even the term hip hop didn't come into play for the culture until 1982. All right? This is why standing on business is very important. This is why standing on business is very important. And we are defining what it is, and we're very careful to define things that elevate the lineage as it should be elevated so that it will have integrity, so that everybody and their mama can't jump in claiming the shit. You dig? So you won't have Puerto Ricans who are classified as white, but then start talking about, well, I was Black in the 70s, so that means I created hip hop too. See, all that old flip-flopping bullshit, that's the problem. That's the problem. We done let folks flip-flop all over the shit. That's why we're saying, okay, the lineage is foundational Black American, and this is what foundational Black Americans did. So all that flip-flopping, let's stop it. See, now that the flip-flopping is stopped, now that we are taking ownership of all of our creations and elevating the people as we should, we're making power moves. And I did a show about power the other day. There's a lot of Black people who are afraid of power because, see, when you are exerting power and telling people, no, you can't touch this here. This ain't yours to touch. You can respect it. You can contribute it to it, but you're not going to take ownership of it. See, that's a power move. So now people who are not used to power, you're like, oh, there's going to be a backlash. You're scared of a backlash. No, when we stand on FBA business, damn a backlash, because we got ourselves to support each other. You see? But with the hip hop game, let's be real, a lot of the support, especially for a lot of the old school cats, and this is where, and I'm a little sympathetic. I'll be sympathetic to Mel to a certain degree because I do understand that most of the audience for a lot of the old school rappers are non-Black people. When they do shows, when they go on tour, when they go around the world or whatever, it's a lot of white, Latinos, Asian people. So that's where their money is. So part of their narrative is now to universalize hip hop and make it seem like, yeah, everybody created it. We were all doing it together, so that these audiences that they're pandering to will keep coming to the shows and keep bringing them out. Yeah? For example, let me show you something real quick. I'm going to show some more of the Mel interview. I'm going to show some more of that. It's all respect. We're chopping it up here. For example, this is our good brother KRS-One, who's not FBA, but KRS-One is my guy. I have a lot of respect for Chris. I've worked with him before. He's doing a show somewhere, and I want y'all to look at the audience at KRS-One's show. I don't know where this is. This looked like the Bay somewhere. I don't know where it is, because he shouted out DJ Qbert. So this is Chris, and I want you to look at the audience. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these shows, where am I? Oh, y'all bear with me. Look at the audience here. Give you an idea. Just look at the audience at this show. This is like a lot of these old school hip hop shows. This is the audience.
I knew whoever did this knew about the original wild style and was a witness. What they doing is doing. This is the original turnstile that we pursuing.
Look at the audience.
Let me tell you something about BDP.
Look at that. You saw that. I didn't see one black face in that audience. You see what I'm saying? This is the audience, man, for a lot of the old school acts.
About BDP. Back in the days.
Okay, so I'm just giving y'all an example. All right? So the audience for a lot of these old school shows, or a lot of the old school artists, say don't be, yeah, I'm gonna be sympathetic to a certain degree, because I get it. Sometimes you gotta be a little politically correct. Sometimes you do. You gotta get your money. And this is why it's important for black folks to support. But a lot of people who want the authentic experience of hip hop, a lot of non-black people will go to these shows. A lot of black people don't go because we're already authentic. We already, we create so much new culture. We're all about new, something new, something new, something new. Now, some of these old school shows, if they package them right, you can get a pretty decent black audience. But generally, a lot of these shows are like Latinos, whites, Asians, and other people. You understand? So I get it to a certain degree, but you can still stand on business, because look, what makes you as an artist authentic is the level of respect you have from your own community. You understand? No, I'm not. I'm still saying some of this stuff is wrong. Now, I ain't going along with all of it. I'm just saying I'm being sympathetic, because I know cats got to eat out here. All right? I know cats got to eat out here. I know. But me, I'm all about standing on truth. You make people respect the truth, and you can still get them to come on out. I don't believe in pandering to folks just so they can come on out and support. And again, I know a lot of the promoters, a lot of the people at these radio stations. I saw Doggy Diamond. Shout out to Doggy Diamond. Y'all need to follow him on here, because he did a breakdown of this stuff, and he was talking about how some of these guys work at like Sirius Satellite, and you go up there, it's nothing but Latinos running the show up there, So a lot of these hip hop spaces are within the music industry and the promotion industry and the radio industry. There's a lot of Latinos that's running the show, and that's what it is. So I just want to put that in context so y'all can really understand where some of this low-key backpedaling is coming from. You understand? When these guys get brought out to the Beach Street reunion, it's Latino promoters doing it. So you don't want to get on the bad side by saying, okay, well, y'all weren't really there. Oh, shit, it was the Bronx that was there. So, yeah. But let me play some more. Let me play some more Mel. Let me play some more. Hold on. All right. Let me play some more, because then we're going to get to the nitty gritty. You'll see what's really going on. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Here we go.
It was no foundational black Americans It wasn't the people wasn't behind hip hop other than the people that went to the jams in the Bronx.
It was you. You're a foundational Black American. All of you guys. Charlie Rock is a foundational Black American. Kaz is a foundational Black American. Shy Rock is. Busy Bee is. All of you guys were. So you were there. You were there. It's okay to give props to yourself as a Black person.
And let me just say this: when hip hop was first spoken, like in the connotation of it being something, it wasn't even a term of endearment. People, this is what people used to say. Now we just called it. We was just jams. We just out in the jam. We jam. So now people would come up to me and say, "Mel, you know you got to get a job because that hip hop shit ain't gonna last forever." That was the first term that involved hip hop. That's what people used to say. And after that, then it became something. After it became a culture, then it became a positive term. So the point that you're trying to make is pointless because first you wasn't there. It was only Bronx cats in the very beginning. All this hip hop culture is really Bronx culture, but with culture, see, everybody could do it. So I'm not saying that everybody's not in on it. You are in on it, but
this is all lives matter. This is all lives matter.
It all started with the basic three crews: Flash, Bam, Herc. Then you get into the numbers group. The fearless, the furious, the treacherous, breakout, the funky four. Then it goes to everybody else. But by then the table is set. All the original B-boys, they from the Bronx. Even the music, when they say, hip hop is Black music. It's Bronx music.
Come on, Mel. What's Bronx music? What's Bronx music? See, he's trying to. Now this is pandering. What the hell is Bronx music? What's Bronx music? There's no such thing as Bronx music. What's Bronx music? The music in the Bronx was funk records. They were rapping over breaks on funk records from Black people, particularly foundational Black Americans. Huh? I'm not caping. I'm saying, damn. Y'all were rapping over funk records and disco records. You were rapping over funk breaks from Black artists. What's Bronx music? That's pandering. You don't want to do that. You don't have to pander. You don't have to pander, brother. You don't have to pander. That's the thing. That's the thing about hip hop. See, this is hip hop was all about standing on business. That's the thing that ingratiated it to the people on the streets. It was about, hey, we're not going to pander. We're going to say and tell it like it is. We're going to stand on business. Yeah? We're going to stand on business. And the music was from foundational Black Americans. The rapping was from foundational Black Americans. The Bronx was the fertile ground for foundational Black American creativity. You understand? It was all that was a fertile ground for it. Yeah? It was a fertile ground for foundational Black American creativity. You see, I don't want, this is why, I'm being respectful here. I don't want, the reason why I put Mel in the film, I wanted Mel to have his legacy maintained standing on business so he can tell the truth from his perspective. Not put the cape on for nobody. And, I want my man to tarnish the legacy, his own legacy, by not standing on business. You know what it is. And listen, it's foundational Black Americans, especially older Black folks, there's almost like a guilt thing. There's almost a fear of acknowledging your damn greatness. Family, there's almost that fear came out of slavery. So that's why a lot of folks need to shake that thing. Shout out to, I can't see your name, but shout out to the super chat. But listen, in slavery, there's a thing where there's a lot of black people try to downplay themselves. A lot of people try to downplay their greatness, because in slavery, family, when slave owners and people saw that you were great, they saw that you had some kind of talent, they saw that you were somebody who was exceptional, then the focus was on you, and you actually worked harder and you were exploited more. If you were like, oh, I was just a nigga up here playing the banjo, don't mind me, they leave you alone, and then you can kind of plot your escape. You understand? They'd leave you alone and you can kind of go back and kind of plot your getaway. But if you showed how talented you were, all eyes would be on you as an enslaved person. And also, you'd get sold to the highest bidder. They hear how thorough you were. This guy is a very talented blacksmith. He's a very talented welder or iron maker or whatever. If they found out you had some kind of talent, your price would go up. So yeah, then you would be taken away from your family. You would be sent all over the place. So yeah, you would get plucked away from the rest of your people. So there was a tendency for black people to downplay their greatness over here. You didn't want to let folks know how great you were. So you dumb yourself down to a certain degree. And we got a very bad habit of dumbing ourselves down. That fear and intimidation of being great, because when you are great, that's power. And then when you take ownership of your power, you got to be responsible for your power. And when you were enslaved, you didn't have any you weren't responsible for the trajectory of your power. You understand? So there's a fear that, okay, they're going to get me and I'm going to be on my own, and now I got to really get out here and build something with the community. If I show how powerful I am and how great I am, I'm going to offend certain people if I want to take ownership of my greatness. Our good brother Jay-Z, the rapper, remember Jay-Z said to the effect, he kind of had to dumb his raps down a little bit. Because Jay-Z, remember early Jay-Z's records, Jay-Z raps his ass off. He raps real fast. When he was with Jaz-O, Jay raps fast as a mug. He can really spit complex rhymes. But that wasn't going nowhere. It was just too complex. So he said, I got to slow this thing down. I got to dumb it down a little bit. You know? In order for some of the mainstream people to understand what I'm doing, to get it. Kool D did the same thing. Kool D, exceptional MC. Exceptional rhymer. When he was with the Treacherous 3, some of those early Treacherous 3 records, he's spitting hot fire. When Kool D did his solo record, his first record solo was with Jive Records called Go See the Doctor. Now, Kool D, he's a very intelligent brother. He understood that, okay, the audience now, the mainstream audience, these are people who are not hip-hop heads. So I got to make my records for the radio, and I got to dumb it down. So when you listen to Kool D's first record, Go See the Doctor, he's rapping on some elementary school stuff. He's like, I was walking down the street, rocking to the beat, clapping my hands and stomping my feet. It was like real elementary, but it took off. It worked for him. He was dumbing it down to a certain degree. And Mo D was the battle rapper. He was slaying dudes. He took out Busy B's career. He was slaying dudes. But he had to slow it down for the records. Yeah? Even Wild Wild West. I go downtown, downtown, ready. Yeah? So there's this tendency for a lot of us to kind of downplay, as foundational Black Americans, we want to downplay our excellence. Oh, no, I ain't nobody. This is for everybody. What I do, no, just don't worry about me. Everything is for everybody. Everybody can enjoy it. And that relinquishes power, because now, family, when we start to take ownership of certain things, then you have to maintain it. Like if you take ownership of a car or whatever, you have to maintain that car. You understand? When you own something, now you have the responsibility of maintaining it. That's why when your family, you say, Dad, I want a puppy. Mommy, I want a puppy. Well, are you going to take care of it? Now you got to be responsible. I'm not going to take care of your damn puppy. So now you got to get up, you got to feed the dog, you got to get up and you got to walk the dog, you got to take the dog to the vet. You got to take responsibility. So when you own something, you have to take a lot of responsibility for it. So if you give your culture away, and let's take it back to hip hop now. So now, if you universalize your culture and say, oh, it's everybody, it's from the Bronx and everybody helped create it. It's a Bronx thing. So now all you got to do is wait on the Latinos to call you up and book you on a show. You've given it to them. They don't have the talent, but they're going to use the business acumen that they have in order to exploit it. So you basically kick back, let them handle the administrative part of it, and just wait on them to book you for shows, and now you got it made. But now you've given your culture away. You see what I'm saying? I want y'all to follow me here. So we got to stop being afraid of power. We got to stop being afraid to say, hey, we are black and we're excellent. It's okay for the Melle Mels and the Shy Rocks and the Debbie D's and the Busy Bees and these people to show and acknowledge their black excellence. You created a culture as black people that was excellent, that everybody started to emulate. And they got it from black society. Let's stop being afraid to say that shit. We got this thing where no, let's not say black. That's like the Congressional Black Caucus. This is like I said earlier in the broadcast. We're afraid to say black while the Puerto Ricans are throwing their Puerto Rican flags in our faces every 5 minutes. Everybody else gets to stand on their lineage business. They throw their flags in our faces. We get beat over the head with Puerto Rican flags. But we can't say, hey, as foundational black Americans, we created this. Oh, that's divisive. Oh, that's divisive. Come on now. Those days are over. We're going to have to stand on lineage business. There's nothing wrong, and I'm saying this to young black people. There's nothing wrong with you acknowledging your foundational black American greatness. You are not divisive. You can be black and excellent. You can say, yes, I'm excellent and I'm black. Our blackness, we got to stop worrying about that offending people. I don't give a damn about that. Damn it, we do great shit. Let everybody know. We always have to apologize as black people for being black and great. We always got to water the shit down. We do something fly, and instead of saying, hey man, this is from the black community. Oh, don't hush your mouth. Gonna say we's gonna get in some good trouble. No. It's okay to be great and black. You see? I'm a proud foundational black American. And we did some great things within our lineage. Now let me play some more from our brother Mel. We're in here. Shout out to everybody in here. We got a lot of people in here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a retweet. Give me a retweet and let everybody know we're live in here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play some more stuff. All right, hold on.
Everybody else's song, the go-to song, and all the other boroughs, it was Love is a Message. The Bronx was playing Apache. That's what we was doing. Catch a Groove, all that. And if you look at the groups, the greatest, as far as I'm concerned, one of the greatest hip hop songs ever, which is Apache, it was a bunch of white boys and maybe one black guy. Most of the beats, when Run DMC did Walk This Way, that was a hit 10 years hip hop wise. It was new to the public at large, but hip hop wise, that's what we was doing. It was Bronx music that everybody else built a living.
The people who made Apache weren't from the Bronx though, and they were emulating funk music
around, and everybody else made even more popular than what it was. But it all started out. It was the X, and everybody took this. Wakanda took that. That was the Bronx. Look at the nickname of every other borough. Crooklyn, Moneymaker Manhattan, Shaolin. The Bronx was what? The boogie down Bronx. We was partying. I'm still a party. I ain't even go home yet from last night. This is what we do. So going back to what I'm saying, to have this whole thing racialized, hip hop is not divisive like that.
Oh, let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. It was Fat Joe running around here talking about blacks and Latinos 50-50. He racialized it. It was Fat Joe who started all this stuff. People were just chilling and he just jumped out here. Blacks and Latinos created hip-hop 50-50. Bye, and just ran out the room. And then he got checked. Can't say it's not racialized. Yeah, it's racialized. Yes, it is racialized. Mel just had a battle with Eminem. He was going in on Eminem for being white. Yes, it's racialized. It's racialized in certain areas. And the reason why they created hip-hop was because of racial exclusion. The reason why it was created. You couldn't get up in Studio 54. Steve LaBelle was racist. Who owned Studio 54, a little gay, white, racist man who didn't let a lot of black folks in unless you were a hit superstar. And even if you were in groups, they wouldn't let you in. That's why Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards of the group Chic, they made the song Freak Out. The original lyrics was F you, using the real word, because they couldn't get into Studio 54. Nile Rodgers and those guys, they tried to get into Studio 54. They wouldn't let them in. So they just made up a song on the spot called F you. So they got mad and made a song. And they said, hey, this song sounds pretty good. Let's change the word. So F you turned into Freak Out. Freak Out. You know that? Yeah. Your Studio 54 was infamous for being racist. They didn't like letting black people in unless you were like Rick James or Michael Jackson, stuff like that. Or Grace Jones. You had to be a superstar as a black person to get in there. But yeah, it was a lot of exclusionary things going on in the Bronx. Anti-black deprivation, which is why the culture was created. But I digress. Let me play some more. Let me play some more Mel. All right. With respect. Everything is respect. It's all love.
We wasn't counting heads. Oh yeah, okay, 9 niggas and 3 Puerto Ricans. We wasn't doing that. We wasn't looking at people like that. Sha Rock, the first female MC that really
love Sha Rock. That's my sister. Love her to life.
She rocked with her. I didn't look at her like she was a broad. She was a good MC. When I first seen Crazy Legs B-Boy, and for those who don't know, I started out as a B-Boy. And I'm a second generation B-Boy. It was guys that Trixie and Southside and them, they was B-Boying.
And both of them were in microphone check, and they're both foundational black Americans. And people were lying about them being Puerto Rican.
Years before, I was a kid. When I'm 13, 14, it was B-Boys. When the first time that I seen Crazy Legs, I didn't say nothing about Puerto Rican. I just said these guys, they hell of a b-boy. Let me find something else to do, and then we started MCing.
The timeline of that don't sound right either. Because Mel started rapping in '76. Crazy Legs didn't really get things popping. He said until around '77. So this don't sound right. And Crazy Legs was like 10. I don't think Mel was watching a 10-year-old. Again, this is kind of panderish. All right, this is kind of panderish.
You see what I'm saying? It's not a thing to be divisive. That whole thing, we gotta put all that on the back page. Who's Puerto Rican? Who's black? You know what I mean? That's not the issue. And the glory is supposed to go, like I said, to the creators. I can sit here and say I built the pyramid. And Hotep and them built the pyramid. I ain't build shit. If you can say black people build hip hop, you didn't build shit. You looking at one of the guys that did it. And I'm telling you what it is. It's not a divisive thing. It's not a thing that's a.
Well, how come? Okay, but when Latinos say they did it as Latinos and y'all can't name Latinos, how come that ain't divisive? That's my thing. If it's Latinos are running around saying it's Latin 50-50, but you can't name nobody, you can't name any Latin people. See, this is what I'm saying. It's too panderish. Why is it only divisive when black people say, yeah, we as black people did it? And I say we because it was the totality of black culture. Hip hop is an extension of black culture. So yes, everybody black can speak on it. It didn't start in a bubble. The Bronx is not an island cornered off on the other side of the world. It's a continuation of black culture. It is. You're getting the funk breaks from other black bands from around the country. You're rapping like other black people around the country. You had us rapping all over the place. We've been rapping, hitting the floor, doing boogaloo dances and dance moves. We were doing that all over the country. Like we didn't have Soul Train and all of that going on. That's an extension of the black experience. Yeah, it's all black music. So yeah, this whole thing where they want to regulate it just to one little area so that they can start having timeshares of it so you can timeshare it off, that's not going to work now. Yeah, because it didn't start in a vacuum. If all of the other elements didn't exist all over the country within black society, then that would work. But you can't claim funk. You can't put a fence around funk. That was all over the place. You can't put a fence around rapping. That was all over the place. You can't put a fence around graffiti. That was all over the place within foundational black American culture. Yeah? It became fertile ground in the Bronx, but the seeds came from all over foundational black American culture. All right, let me play some more. All right, we're getting some straightening here. We're getting it together. All right, hold on.
Told to bring people apart. It's not a thing where it's all this friction. It's a thing that, we...
Okay, let me, and about friction. It shouldn't be friction. You damn right it shouldn't be friction. Why is it friction when we want to take ownership and say, hey, this is a black creation? It only becomes friction when we don't let people colonize it. Because they want to sit there and they say Latino, 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 Latino. They say Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican. And we know no element of hip hop came from Puerto Rico. Not one. Not one element of hip hop came from Puerto Rico. But there is no criticism for Puerto Ricans at all. When it comes to the Puerto Ricans, well, there ain't no right, wrong answer, ain't no wrong answer, no right answer. But this is what I don't like. I don't like all of the vitriolists for the black side. Well, if you black, yeah, just because you black don't mean you created shit. I created it. But you ain't saying nothing about the Puerto Ricans. And not one element of hip hop came from Puerto Rico. Literally nothing. See, that's where the problem is. There's zero heat for the Puerto Ricans at all. This is the problem. When cats out here putting the cape on for the Puerto Ricans. Yeah? That's the problem. Hold on. Hold on. And that's unacceptable.
We jamming, we partying, we all in the same room together, we all on the same stage together. Of course, it's competition, but at the end of the day, it is music. I'm going to address the 300-pound white elephant in the room. What do we do about Fat Joe? And the answer is not a thing. You do the same thing that when he said that did when he said it around. Because now, you can like Joe, you can not like Joe. Joe's a Bronx. Joe ain't no outsider. He's a Bronx nigga. So at the end of the day, if there's a Bronx digging from the crate crew or somebody, you call Joe, yo, Joe, you wild or whatever. That's all that internet shit. See, that's that girl shit. You could say Joe But when you see Joe, you gonna puff your chest up, you gonna get husky and say, Joe?
What's Joe gonna do to somebody? Well, Joe, come on. All right, this is getting crazy.
No, you're not. You don't gotta like Joe. Joe, my nigga. Joe, my nigga. Anytime he do something, you see your Melle Mel, come on out here with me. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, anybody.
Okay, so Joe, what Mel is saying, okay, this is the problem. Joe looks out for Mel individually. Come on. Joe, nobody's scared of Fat Joe. All right? Nobody's afraid of Fat Joe. And nobody has any anger towards Fat Joe. It's just he got checked. But basically, that's his guy. Joe looks out for him. Joe takes him on the road. I know Joe got him in a commercial, so Joe looks out for him individually. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. That's your guy. So Joe's like called in a favor. Hey man, I've been holding you down. Hold me down. Here's the problem. Too late. You can't regulate this into, well, he from the Bronx, so can't nobody say nothing about Joe. No. This is beyond hip hop now. Joe disrespected a lineage. Fat Joe disrespected our entire lineage. So this got elevated to a different department now. So you're not going to try to put a gate around hip hop and say, oh, this is hip hop. He can speak about hip hop. Nah, when you start, he got into, y'all foundational Black Americans was broke niggas. And that's something else. It's too late now. Now you got into disrespecting lineage. That's on a different department now. That's been elevated to the corporate floor. All right? That's been elevated to a whole different department now. So yeah, all of this, you can't save that now. That got elevated. Yeah? So yeah, this is beyond just we from the Bronx and we can talk about the Bronx. Now, when you start talking about a lineage, now then they took him out the paint. Yeah, they got him out the paint. As they should, they got him out the paint. You disrespected a lineage. And then all the truth about Joe came out from his own people. The Cuban links and all these people, several people kept coming out talking about how Joe has always been racist towards black people. His people are saying this. Okay? You can put the cape on for him. But his folks are saying that this dude has always been saying little slick shit about black folks. And I believe him. Because when you saying all of this stuff publicly, what are you saying behind the scenes? If you this bold, he's always said little slick stuff. Even in his raps, who gonna tell me I can't say nigga? Nigga. That was slick. Yeah? So yeah, you're not going to be able to corner hip hop off. Yeah, as a pioneer, that's fine, but you can't corner it off and then try to Airbnb it to the Puerto Ricans. It's too late for that. They done took it somewhere else. They made it about race and lineage, and they got checked by the lineage. Yeah? That's what it is. Let me play some more here. We're almost done here with this. We're almost done. Shout out to everybody in here. Y'all give me a retweet, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a retweet. Hold on.
Somebody could say something you don't agree with. We men. All that internet. Oh yeah, you're gonna pass around a petition. Like what the you gonna send them to Guatemala or something? You're gonna send them to Guantanamo Bay or something? Anybody got an opinion? See, really, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I know I was there. I know everybody else that's talking about it wasn't there. But the thing, as far as that personalized it for me, was that I read and it was in one, and they called Joe a white Puerto Rican. I don't know about all that.
Didn't Joe hold on. Joe was like, I heard an interview of Joe. He was like, yeah, I was in the Bronx and I'm here and I'm white. I've heard an interview of Joe say that. Where's that interview? There's an interview of Joe talking about him being white. Yeah, I'm up here and I'm white and whoop-de-whoop. So he said that. I've heard him say that in an interview. Do y'all remember an interview of him saying that? And then somebody showed like some kind of booking where he was arrested or something, and it had him listed as white, which most Puerto Ricans are classified as white. They classify themselves as white. Let's not play that game. Most Puerto Ricans, I'm talking in Puerto Rico, let alone here. Over in Puerto Rico, they classify them, most of them classify themselves as white. You understand? This is a fact. Hold on. We play the rest. Okay. Hold on.
Is Puerto Rican. What do we do about Fat Joe? The same, like I said, the same thing that you did or that the guys did when he said what he said around them. You do the same thing that they did. Not a thing.
Okay, they didn't do nothing because they're Caribbean. Most of those dudes were Caribbean. Okay? Yeah, those dudes around him didn't do anything because many of them come from Caribbean backgrounds. So when he dissed Foundation of Black Americans, he wasn't talking about them. He was talking about us. He was talking about the people out here of our lineage. And that lineage did something and got him out the damn paint. So the lineage already did something. He ain't hosting the BET Awards no more. So yeah, the foundational Black American lineage got him out the damn paint. So it's already done. Eh? And him trying to call in lifelines, that's too late for that. You can't unring a bell. The bell has been rung. You understand? Hold on.
He said what he said. You agree with it? You don't agree with it? Joe's a Bronx nigga. That's my nigga. Big shout out to Scorp. And big shout out to Peter.
Shout out to Scorpio. I talked to Scorpio on the phone. Good guy.
Guns are just like in the words of Peter Guns.
Shout out to Peter Guns. Peter Guns called me last week. That's my guy. FBA, brother. Peter Guns, FBA too. That's my guy.
If it wasn't for the Bronx. Come on, man. Come on, man. Everybody ate off this shit. Hey, look at me. I ain't doing bad.
Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough. So we got the point. And shout out to Mel. This is no disrespect to Mel whatsoever. No disrespect to Mel whatsoever. But the thing is, we're standing on lineage business and we're not ashamed of blackness. We're not ashamed of our lineage. We're not ashamed whatsoever. And I'm being very respectful here because, again, I'm not going to be disrespectful, not to Mel. You know why? Why I'm not? And people are like, why are you trying to cape for Mel? I'm not about caping for Mel, but my thing is standing on business. Standing on business. Listen, Mel, this is ironic. Well, we kind of being politically correct, which I don't agree with this political correctness because Mel was the person that gave us a lot of consciousness. I got early consciousness, the seeds of it, from Melle Mel. You know, The Message, that was the first conscious rap record. Melle Mel's The Message was the first conscious rap record. You understand what I'm saying? That planted the seed in my mind as a child. That record really stood out to me. It really impacted me about telling the truth, telling it like it is. Because a lot of the rap records at the time was, hey, I go to the party. I party real hardy. I got me a hottie and she got a body. I got me a Cadillac and I got 3 fine women in the back. You know, it's all about Cadillacs and all of this stuff. But no, this record was like, it's broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stage like they just don't care. It was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's real. So we're not sugarcoating anything. It's like a jungle sometimes that make me wonder how I keep... He wrote some of it. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. Now, he wrote that part. He wrote some of it. Duke Booty wrote most of it, but he wrote some of it. Said Cube said the same thing. Yeah, that record, like, woo. That record put the seed of consciousness in me and others. Yeah? So yeah, we're standing on that same consciousness of keeping it 100. I hate to see the pioneer of that kind of be politically correct. Okay, all right. But as far as Joe, you can't unring a bell. And we're talking lineage business here. We're talking about lineage business, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of people in here. Shout out to everybody in here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to everybody in here. But it's important for us to acknowledge the foundational Black American creators of this thing. Remember, hip-hop came from foundational Black American musical traditions. James Brown, Aretha Franklin. That was integral to the building of hip-hop. Yeah? So we got to understand that. And it's not divisive. Honoring the truth is not divisive, ladies and gentlemen. When you honor the truth and tell the truth about the roots of something, you ensure the proper recognition. And yes, other groups contributed over time. That's fine. But put it in the right context. Stop leaving the back door open, but it's a Bronx thing, so that other people can come in and steal. Because family, they do that with foundational Black American culture anyway. They always do that with our culture. We got to stop letting people do that stuff. Yeah? We don't let people dilute our history. And also, telling the truth about the Latinos who came later, that doesn't diminish their role. Crazy Legs and those dudes were doing phenomenal things in the 80s. They started really with the breakdancing. They weren't really ripping the mic. They really with the b-boying in the 80s. And they did phenomenal things with it. It's okay to say that and just say that, hey, you got it from the Black folks. Big Pun said it. He's like, hey, I want to thank the Blacks for letting us be a part of this. They used to give props. They used to tell the truth. Even Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs was back in the 80s like, yeah, we used to do that dance. It was called the Moreno dance. So they knew it came from us. But this whole thing about the only people who can speak on it or criticize anything, you got to be from the Bronx, that's not going to work. You know why? Too many lies coming out the Bronx. Too many damn lies coming out of the Bronx. That's the problem. Too much bullshit coming out of the Bronx. That's been the problem. Ain't nobody from the Bronx really standing on business like that, stopping the lies. Come on, the Bronx. If you want to be the gatekeepers, that means you're going to have to gatekeep everything. Not when Black people say, hey, man, let's clean this up. This is just a bad look for Black folks to have these people running around here co-opting another genre from us. So what's up? Where are we at with this? What are we doing? Let's clean this bullshit up. The Bronx has not been doing a good job at cleaning up the damn lies. When Crazy Legs was on Drink Champs, and he's from the Bronx, he went up there and lied and said that Disco King Mario, another person from the Bronx that many of y'all have been leaving by the wayside and not bringing him up when you know he was instrumental to the culture. Y'all sat up here and let Crazy Legs lie on that man and his family, saying that that man was Puerto Rican. Where were y'all in the Bronx to say, hey, that ain't true? All of you knew in the Bronx that man wasn't Puerto Rican. We had his family come out, his daughter said, hey, no, my family's not Puerto Rican. That was disrespectful to that man's family. You don't lie on that man's family. You understand? Y'all didn't say nothing. The only people from the Bronx is The Culture from 1971, their YouTube channel. Mike and FaZe and those guys. Fat Mike and those guys. their channel. It used to be Mike TV, but they changed the YouTube channel to The Culture since 1971. They were the only people in the Bronx calling the lies out. Yeah? But yeah, a lot of these lies were coming out of the Bronx. When people were talking about Trixie and Sasa being Puerto Rican, that was coming out of the Bronx. Yeah? These lies were coming out of the Bronx. Y'all weren't clearing these lies up. Yeah? So y'all should have been clearing these damn lies up. Y'all want to say, hey, we're the gatekeepers now, but ain't nobody gatekeeping and stopping the damn lies. And everybody gets quiet when all of these people come in lying. Yeah? And then talking about these non-existent crews that weren't on no flyers. And that's the thing that kills me. The Charlie Rock sitting up here caping for some damn Derek Cologne. And this dude's been lying his ass off. That's the main one lying. Talking about some Latin breakdown and all that. Get the hell out of here. We're not going to be ashamed of foundational Black American excellence. We're not ashamed of that. Yeah? And you want to talk about unity. We get unity going through the truth. We make unity pop off through telling the truth. You understand? That strengthens the culture. But family, there's always been a thing, and you know, a lot of people are kicking and screaming off of us because we are acknowledging our lineage. We are acknowledging that we had an ethnogenesis. We as foundational Black Americans, we are a distinct ethnic group, and family people are really, they got their draws in a bunch because so many people are now recognizing and acknowledging their foundational Black American lineage. This is a thing. It's a major thing. And a lot of people feel a certain way about it. They're kicking and screaming. I saw somewhere Benzino had said some kind of funny style. Let me show y'all this. Benzino out of, and I like Benzino, but I like Benzino. But this is Benzino. He was with some interviewer and he mentioned foundational Black Americans. Benzino talking about he don't like that. He don't like how it sounds. Now Benzino, for the record, is Puerto Rican and Cape Verdean. All right? I think his mom is Puerto Rican. Or he's Puerto Rican and Cape Verdean. Hold on.
Yeah, God is good, man. I believe in God.
Now, me too. That's what I got your hands today, right?
Okay.
Thank God.
Foundational. I don't even like the way that sounds.
Fair use, by the way. He said foundational Black. I don't like the way that sounds.
To be honest with you, now that you told me, I definitely ain't into that. So, go ahead.
No.
It ain't for you to be into, Brother Benzino. You're not a foundational Black American, so you can't be into it because you're not from the lineage.
I was gonna say, well, you don't agree with the sentiment
Because without Jamaican people, do you understand?
We wouldn't be.
Do you understand what Jamaican people have given to our culture? The foundation. I don't agree with the foundational Black. That is bullshit. Because without Jamaicans, things would be different.
What would be different?
Not here, just exclude Jamaicans out of our shit.
Out of our whole, we all Black.
That type of dumb shit is the majority of all of us are broke. You know what I'm saying? The majority of Black people are broke, and Puerto Rican people are broke. If you want to define broke as just paying bills and getting by, or can't buy.
See, when we start talking about our lineage, they don't know. They be saying all types of weird shit. What does any of that got to do with our lineage? What the hell does that have to do with our lineage? Yeah, we got to include Jamaicans. What the hell does Jamaicans got to do with us? What does that got to do with anything? They just be saying anything. People ain't got no logical response. They ain't got no logical responses. Yeah? What are they talking about? The FBA versus everybody. Yeah. The foundational Black American acknowledgement of our lineage is a major thing right now. Everybody's on it. And people feel a certain way because it is exclusionary. All right? Everybody ain't from our lineage. That's okay. I don't like it. I don't agree. This ain't a debate. Our lineage is not a debate. Yeah? Yeah, people are really crashing out over us acknowledging our lineage and us delineating. You know why? Let's break down why so many people are having hissy fits, why they have a problem with foundational Black Americans recognizing our ethnogenesis. Because that's what we did. We had an ethnogenesis. This whole thing, we rejected this whole notion of us being displaced Africans. We're not generic Africans. We've created a whole different culture and lineage over here that is unique, just like every other group. You dig? You understand what I'm saying? And notice something. Why don't these other groups, because they love talking that Pan-African stuff to us. All right, why don't Caribbeans and Africans create a Pan-African movement without us? If we don't want to be involved in your Pan-African movement, why don't y'all start one together? You notice they don't do that? If we're so divisive, if we're so, we hate, these niggas hate us, what's stopping Jamaicans, Caribbeans, Haitians from having a Pan-African movement with Africa? What's stopping you? It's all about getting us on board. And when we say, hey, you know what, we're going to really stick to lineage business over here. Hey, wait. Because we've been the glue of all of that. We've been the glue of that. Why don't they start a Pan-African movement in Africa? They're not together in Africa at all. They're tribalistic and broken up through tribes. So everything is about us. We've always been the glue. Now that the glue ain't there, everybody's falling apart. You see what I'm saying? Now that the glue is like, you know, we're going to stick to what we're doing over here. Okay, you guys knock yourself out. We're going to have to handle some business over here, so we'll holler at you in a minute. Now everybody's crashing the hell out. Everybody's crashing out. All of these non-FBAs, they are just losing their minds. You know? Because we've been the glue. We've always been the damn secret sauce. You understand? There's nothing stopping all the Caribbeans and the Africans from linking up right now. Nothing stopping them. Except the fact that they are so damn divisive. They're the ones divisive. They ain't trying. They're looking out for their specific groups. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't gonna get shit popping because their whole thing is looking out for their group. We've been the only one to come in and be the referees and say, okay, everybody, let's all get together. Let's make sure everybody gets something. Let's make sure y'all eat. Let's make sure you eat. We've been feeding every damn body. Good grief. We've been feeding everybody, dude. We've been giving to everybody. Don't let them run that divisive shit on us. We've been the only ones helping to feed everybody. I just saw a great documentary about We Are the World. Remember that? Remember the song We Are the World? That was to feed Africa, by the way. Remember? That was USA for Africa. That was Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. These were the hugest superstars in the world at the time. Quincy Jones, for free, volunteered their talent to make a record to feed Africa. You understand? These were the biggest superstars in the world. You understand? We've always been doing that stuff. Who's Burna Boy feeding? Who are their superstars? That's the biggest one I can name. No disrespect to Burna Boy. I don't want to seem like I'm beating up on Burna Boy. I just can't name nobody else. Who else? Tim's. Who else? WizKid. Who was Wiz? Where's WizKid? Yeah. Our biggest talent, the Diana Rosses, they got together and donated their talent to feed them. To come do a song to feed them. Ray Charles, Stevie. Yeah, on the documentary, Stevie was in there trying to, with the We Are the World thing, they only had one night to do it. Because they got all these big superstars together. Lionel and Michael wrote the song. Quincy kind of produced it. And they had Stevie. And, you know, they were in a rush because they had all of these people. They were trying, they had one night to do the song. And, you know, Stevie be stalling. Stevie's in the, why don't we sing some Swahili? Stevie wanted to add some Swahili to the song. And they couldn't get the Swahili words right. They were like, Stevie, nigga, come on. Shit, we got to get the hell out of here. No. Mumbo jumbo gumbo. He's trying to sing some Swahili. Waylon Jennings left. He's like, fuck all this. The white man, I don't know no damn Swahili. He got the fuck out of there. Prince was tripping. Prince didn't even show up. But yeah, Sheila E. They had Sheila E. there so she can get Prince. But yeah, they were mad at Stevie because he was in there trying to get people to sing some Swahili. They were like, hey, they don't speak Swahili in Ethiopia, Stevie. It doesn't matter. I want to sing some Swahili. God damn, Steve. We heard they like, order some Roscoe. Literally, they were ordering Roscoe's. They were like, God damn, Stevie gonna have us in here all damn night. Damn, Stevie. Yeah. Oh man, it's a good documentary. Check that out. It was funny. Michael and Lionel, because Michael and Lionel wrote the song together. Lionel Richie went over to Michael's house and Lionel said Michael pronounces his name Lionel, and he said Lionel was at Michael Jackson's house. There's all types of animals and shit in the house. It was hilarious. He said he was at Michael's house and he was like, some records fell off a shelf and he was in there trying to write and some records fell off a shelf. He's like, damn, what the hell is that? Then he heard a sound like, Lionel was like, what the hell is that? Then Michael came in the room. Oh, that's my python. He's friendly, Lionel. Lionel was like, oh my God, what the hell? So they went through hell getting that song together, man. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's funny. It's good. It's real good. It's real good. Yeah, they said Bubbles in there throwing shit. Lionel was like, let me help him write this damn song. Bubbles in here acting a fool. There's pythons and shit in here. It's okay, Lionel. Come take Bubbles outside, Lionel. Lionel like, oh shit, Quincy, come get me. It was hilarious. But like I said, it's very important to understand why people have a problem with us delineating and us acknowledging our foundational Black American ethnogenesis, ladies and gentlemen. It's very you got to understand why people have a problem with that. Because see, one, they fear us empowering ourselves. See, when we acknowledge our ethnogenesis, see, that's going to highlight our unique contributions like hip hop, R&B, soul, everything else. And then that challenges the narratives that depicts us as just victims or dependents. You see? So that shows us taking control of a lot of our narrative and a lot of our history. You know? So that changes a lot of the narratives, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me for a minute, just getting my lighting together. Sorry about that, guys. That changes a lot of the narratives, family. Excuse me. Y'all bear with me for 1 second. All right. What the fuck is that? Hold on. There's some damn lights on my house. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Saw some damn flashlight in my driveway. What the fuck is that? Is that my son playing with the damn flashlights? Hold on, guys. Okay, I see some flashlights. I hope one of my kids ain't got the damn flashlight. Okay. I see the damn flashlight. I don't know if I'm getting raided or one of my kids got a flashlight in the house. So just checking on that. The film is called, what's the film called on Netflix, guys? What's the film called on Netflix? What's that film called? I know. I need to go get them things. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me pop the safe real quick. Hold on. Let me pop this safe real quick. I'm seeing some strange lights. Hold on. No. Okay, hold on. Y'all bear with me for 1 second. Hold on. All right. I'm not trying to show violence, but all right. All right. Just okay. Let me just keep my safe open real quick. All right. All right. Hold on. Oh, no, I just saw some strange lights. I don't know what that is. Oh, am I? Okay. But if it's gonna be something, it's gonna be something. Y'all about to y'all about to see a new movie. Y'all about to see a new movie tonight. Y'all about to get a free movie if somebody try to come up in here. Y'all about to see Die Hard 3. All right. If somebody tried to come up in here, y'all about to see Die Hard 3. All right? Okay, so, yeah. It's something. I saw some lights. I don't know. I saw a flashlight, but yeah. I don't know what that is, but it's going to be all right. Yeah, it's going to be all right. I don't know where that light's coming from, but it's going to be all right. All right. All right. Yeah, not to promote violence, but you know. All right, just in case. I don't know where that light is coming from. You know, I don't know where that light is coming from at all, but yeah. Hopefully it's the kids playing with a flashlight or something. All right. Now, what's that? The documentary is called, what's that documentary called? I don't know the name of it. The Best Night Ever, the one, I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, you got to see that documentary. It's a very good documentary. And it's very funny. Shout out to Lionel Richie, a legendary Lionel Richie, and they interviewed a lot of people from back in those days. But listen, but look, back to what I was saying, man. One of the reasons why, and I want us to, we're not going to let nobody shame us from acknowledging our ethnogenesis. They're not going to shame us for recognizing our unique, distinct lineage, because what it does, they're upset that the whole Pan-African thing, they can't really throw that on us. And I'm not knocking Pan-Africanism if that's what you want to do. But this whole thing about us being generic Africans, we're not really jumping on the Pan-African narrative like other people have been doing, because that's been kind of a finesse. By the way, speaking of Pan-African, have y'all seen this one sister? I think she was from Chicago. Speaking of that, this video's kind of been going viral. She was over there, I think in Nigeria. She invested in some land, and she's up here crying about how she got finessed somehow. Hold on, let me play this. This is your Pan-Africanism right here. Hold on one second. This woman went over there and she got finessed. Something happened over there. Hold on.
Dr. Kimberly Ellen Stark. I am from Chicago, Illinois, from the United States of America. And I'm here today on the grounds of that everything that I've worked so hard for, even from America to Nigeria. And as I love this country and I fell in love with this country, I chose to invest here. And as I saw today, before there were gates, as you can see behind us. Now, as I come here today, I can see most of my dream and so many of our investments crumbled and shattered. I bought more than 6 plots, and I intend to buy more. But how can I trust the fact that the more I invest is not protected because of what's going on here? And what we are appealing today, and me as an American from Chicago, Illinois, I'm speaking directly in the camera.
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough. But yeah, basically she ain't got finessed out there. Somebody didn't finesse it. We keep seeing these stories over and over out there. Folks go out there and get finessed left and right, unfortunately. There's some people out there who I think they do good, but these finesse stories are very, very common. We see a lot of these finesse narratives out there. Yeah? Man. So this is why a lot of us are like, hey, man, we gonna stand on FBA business out here. Because that's another thing, man. They try to do cultural erasure of us, and that's been profitable. People have been profiting off of us having our culture erased. See, they benefit off that because they can commodify all of our cultural contributions like hip hop, jazz. You see, the Latinos, they make a lot of money by co-opting hip hop because they run the program directing in a lot of radio stations. There are a lot of promoters now. And with this narrative that everybody created hip hop, they can like, hey, I'm Puerto Rican, I helped create it, so I need to be in this position. So a lot of things that we create, what happens is, as foundational Black Americans, it gets rebranded as American, you see, rather than distinctively foundational Black American, you see? So that's why a lot of the stuff that we create, it gets exploited. See, that's why that whole hip hop comes from the Bronx. That's the same as, well, soul food, well, that's American food. Potato chips, which was created by foundational Black American, that's American food. Rock and roll, created by foundational Black Americans, that's American music. Jazz, created by foundational Black Americans, that's American music. The Charleston, created by foundational Black Americans, that's an American dance. So everything we do, it gets co-opted as being just American or just being some other geographic location. You see, just like even with jazz. They bring, well, jazz is New Orleans. That's New Orleans culture. But it was the Black people in New Orleans. You see? It was the Black people, the foundational Black Americans of New Orleans. You see? So we got to understand how that works. They profit off of being able to co-opt all of our creations, just like slave owners. That's what slave owners would do. See, remember, when we were enslaved, we couldn't get patents. That was one of the rules at the patent office. Enslaved people couldn't file a patent. So everything we created, oh, this is the plantation. We own this. The master owned it. So they would basically patent all of our inventions. You see? That's the thing. Also, man, another thing, we have to control our narrative. And the fact that we're now controlling our history, that reclaims our story of survival and adaptation and cultural innovation that's unique to us. Because their whole narrative is that we were victimized, we were displaced, and white people who were abolitionists fought to free us. Some white people fought in the Civil War. Then some other white people marched with Dr. King in the Civil Rights Movement, and we just sat here getting helped by every damn body. And we didn't do shit. You understand? So when we say, hey, you know what, we have a unique ethnogenesis, we have a unique lineage, and we've done all of this stuff on our own, that challenges all of that nonsense where we were just sitting around waiting on white daddy to invent things for us. No. We're taking control of the narrative. And also, that's a threat to the whole melting pot ideology. You see? This whole idea that all Americans have a shared, undifferentiated identity. You see? That ain't the case. Because our lineage is very unique. We're not no damn immigrants. We're not even remotely close to immigrants. We're not immigrants at all. We don't have the same immigrant story. We didn't leave somewhere because we couldn't cut it to somewhere better that somebody else created. We're the only people who had to get all the shit out the mud, man. We had to get it all out the mud as foundational Black Americans. We had to create it all from scratch. Nothing was given to us on a silver platter. We got it out the mud, all of it. Everything we got. So we're different. You understand? We got to put some respect on that. We have to respect that among ourselves, and then other people will respect that. Yeah? Man, we got to be very, very unapologetic about standing on our lineage, family. We got to be very unapologetic about that. Because we're not like other immigrant groups at all. That's why the term African American is rejected. We are rejecting that term, and most of us have. Good. We should have rejected it a long time ago. African American makes us comparable to immigrants, which we are not. Because Africa is a big ass continent that everybody came from at one point. We can't go to Africa and get any kind of citizenship with no red tape. Because those countries don't even exist no more that we were a part of hundreds or even thousands of years ago. That's a horrible term to use. We're foundational Black Americans. See, foundation, that puts you right here on the land. That puts you in a very special place. That's the thing that really got people triggered. That one word, foundational. Just like that clip of Benzino. Man, I don't like that foundational. I don't like that. Because that ain't you. There's only one foundational group here. That's why the foundational part is the one that fucks them up. That's the part that really messes them up. Because you can remix a whole bunch of other stuff. But only one group is foundational to this nation. Literally built it from the ground up. Here at the very beginning in all of our culture is foundational Black American. The American culture comes from us. American culture comes from us. There's only one foundational group. White people can't even claim to be foundational. Yeah? Because they came as immigrants. Yeah? And failed when they tried to build. They couldn't build a foundation. The white supremacists failed. Never forget that. See, this is why knowing history is very important. They failed over here. They failed in Roanoke. They failed in St. Augustine multiple times. It was Black people who built up St. Augustine out there in Florida. In fact, I looked at some of the documents. Some of the Spanish troops were out there begging for more Black people to come out there. They couldn't cut it. They failed in San Miguel del Guadape, which is South Carolina, Georgia. The Spanish, they failed. They kept failing. They failed in Jamestown. Yeah? They were cannibalizing each other. They cannibalized each other in Jamestown. They cannibalized each other in Florida, too. Over there in St. Augustine, when they had to leave there, they said, hey, nigga, you look like a snack. Well, thank you. No, a real snack. Give me some of that lemon pepper and we sprinkle it on your ass because it's on and popping. I need to eat. They were eating each other. You know? They failed. Don't ever, Black folk, I really want y'all to understand that. These people didn't do us no damn favor. We did them the favor. Go watch American Maroon. Go to FBA Stream and watch American Maroon. Watch American Maroon. Yeah, Roanoke. That whole little colony failed. The guy left Roanoke, came back after a couple of years, everybody was gone. Not a trace of nobody. They failed. Repeatedly failed. They didn't get shit popping until foundational Black Americans was locked and loaded in here with them. Don't ever forget that. Yeah? Yeah, the Donner Party. I talked about that before. That's their thing. They always get into that cannibalism thing. They get into that cannibalism thing, big time. But yeah, that Donner Party. When they tried to go west, they tried to go over the Sierra Nevada mountains, and the white folks got stuck up there because they didn't know their way around. They went up there, got stuck, and they had some Native American guides. They killed them and ate them, and then the white people started dying off, and they started eating each other. They sat up there. Y'all look up the Donner Party. When they tried to go west, and they sat up here eating each other because they got stuck up in the mountains in the snow. They started eating each other left and right. Whereas it was the foundational Black American brother, Mr. Beckworth, James Beckworth, who knew his way around. He created a path to get through those mountains in a very easy way. Called Beckworth Pass. The pass is still there to this day. The Donner Party got stuck and ate each other. This brother knew how to move and navigate through those mountains. That made it possible for westward expansion. James Beckworth. It's called Beckworth Pass. It's the foundational Black American. Look him up. And that's another thing. How did Black folks, how we know our way around this bit so much? The Donner Party. Look up the Donner Party. And that's y'all got to ask, why did we know our way around here, Black people? It was a black person who helped found Oregon, a black man, Black Joe, who founded Buffalo. While we know our way around, here was another black man up in Minnesota. God, I can't think of his name. He was black and indigenous, and he knew his way around, and he was a fur trapper up there. We knew our way around. Even Davy Crockett, they had black guides with them showing them how to move and shake around the United States. Everywhere these people went, they would have a black guide with them. How we know our way around here so damn much if we from Africa? Come on, man. Let's come on. How the hell we know all of these little trails and little nooks and crannies around the damn whole country? Yeah, Matthew Henson, even the North Pole. How that nigga know how to get up there? Yeah, it was a black man got to the North Pole. That's Taraji's people. Well, how we know all this stuff? We knew all of these little old nooks and crannies. We knew all this place. This is our shit. That's how we knew it's our shit. Yeah? Yeah, Lewis and Clark, they took York. They took their enslaved brother. He knew his way around. And then we knew these languages. We were translators for the people. How we know all these languages? How we know our way around and we knew all these languages? You look up a white so-called explorer who did any kind of expansion in the U.S. We were with them showing them. Yeah, how Benjamin Banneker know all this stuff? How he know how to lay out the city of Washington, D.C. like that? How they know about the Great Dismal Swamp? How did they know that you can go in there and build up a colony and people can't get in there? How they know all that? Yeah? You see? Yeah, Columbus brought interpreters with them, black interpreters. Yeah, Stagecoach Mary, yeah, they had that sister, foundational black American sister, working as a post person. She was working for the mail department, the postal service, knew her way around. Yeah? Man. But yeah, with Henson, yeah, he was up there. He knew some of the Eskimo, which they call them something different now, but those Inuits, whatever they call them now, when he was going to the North Pole up there, some of the indigenous people, he knew indigenous languages. How the hell did he know that? Yeah, Henson knew indigenous languages. I think he took on an indigenous wife too, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, Stagecoach Mary, foundational black American sister. Yeah? But family, understanding and recognizing our lineage, family, it strengthens our claim for political gains like reparations and other benefits that's supposed to go to us. So that's what people really don't like. When we look at ourselves as our own unique, distinct ethnic group, that means we're going to campaign for our own distinct ethnic group. You understand? They know that we're going to campaign for our group. And that means that folks can't ride on the coattails, because people ride on our damn coattails. They sit here and talk all of that. Nigga, I came to America with $2 and look at me now, nigga. You niggas don't work hard. They talk all that stuff, but when we say, okay, well, we're going to delineate and we're going to let you work hard. Wait, nigga, wait, don't do that. No. I need you niggas here. Yeah. All right, now, I thought you were going to do all of this old building, and I thought you were going to get it popping. Why you need us here? If you can get it popping and you got it popping so much, why are you tripping that we're going to delineate? And we've already delineated. Yeah? But understand something, family. This whole thing where they try to mislabel us divisive or nationalistic, you see, they try to paint us as being isolationist, exclusionary, anti-immigrant, and we don't give a shit about none of that. It's all about just cultural and historic recognition. And what they do, because people have been exploiting us, they try to sit up here and talk, you niggas are a head group. That's a way for them to try to delegitimize the conversation, because they need to eat off us. He said is Somebody said, is ADOS and FBA synonymous? No, it's not. ADOS is an organization with leaders, self-proclaimed, okay? They have self-proclaimed leaders, and it's an organization with different chapters. That's why you don't see people using ADOS. You don't use that. It was too much confusion. Everybody's using the term Foundational Black American because there is no confusion whatsoever. There is no leader. It is not a group. It is not an organization. You can't join or quit. Foundational Black American is a logic term. It's a term based on logic. Either you are or you're not. There's no paperwork you got to fill out. It's a logical term. Are you black? Check, yes. Are you an American? Check, yes. Is your lineage foundational to this country? Yes. Then you are foundational Black American. It's that simple, whether you like it or not. Some people are, I don't like foundational Black American. I don't like it. I just want to be African American. You can call yourself African American. I'm going to say that you're foundational Black American. Most of us say foundational Black American because you got Elon Musk, who's African American. So when I want to be very specific, I'm going to use very specific terms. I'm not going to use no gray area terms because if somebody's insisting on being African American, you could be Caribbean. Kamala Harris is African American. So I'm using right and exact terms. I'm going to use terms that are very specific and very right and exact. Yeah? You might not like it. Hell, I don't like the term African American, but on certain forms, if I'm filling out a form, if I'm at the doctor or whatever, and what's your ethnicity? What's your race? If they got African American, I got to write this shit down. I don't like it, but I know what they're saying. Yeah? But yeah, we are foundational Black Americans. And that's a logic term. That's a term based on logic. And the term has a lot of power because look how shook it got people. It got people shook, and it's making people put respect on it too. You understand? People are putting respect on the lineage because now you have respect for the lineage. The people of the lineage, if you are not a self-hating Sambo, you have respect for your lineage. That's what it's all about. It's respecting where you came from, who you are. You're not no displaced African. That's a disrespectful narrative, as if you're just lost in the wilderness. No, you have a very unique culture, background, and lineage that everybody tries to emulate. Yeah? And also, us recognizing our lineage, see, that's a threat to global white supremacy because, see, we recognize our FBA ethnogenesis, and see, that acknowledges that unique spiritual Majara energy that we have and the cultural and intellectual contributions that we've given to global society, you see. And see, that disrupts the whole narrative of that whole Black inferiority nonsense. And then that challenges white supremacy, which relies on the erasure and the delusion, or the diluting rather, of foundational Black American history and identity. See, the name of the game with white supremacy is always diluting us. Everything with the white supremacists is about weakening us. Everything about us has to be diluted. That's why they flood the immigrants over here, to dilute us. In the 1880s, when they saw us freedmen, the freedmen up here getting out of slavery, we start reading books, going to school. They made public schools because of us, because of the freedmen schools, family. Before the freedmen schools, they didn't have guaranteed public education for everybody. They didn't have that. You had to be rich. You had to be a rich white person to get an education. They didn't have free public education for the masses. We needed to catch up on reading, so they had these freedmen schools. We were up here reading like a motherfucker. We were reading, learning, stepping it up, and they saw those freedmen schools. They said, well, we need to do this for everybody. Oh, look, these black folks are doing the most. They're going to catch up with us. Let's make schools for everybody. That's why they did it. Y'all didn't know that. They made public schools, free public schools, because of us, because we were doing so damn well in them freedmen schools. They're like, uh-oh, hell no, we better catch up with them. Hell no. Free schools for everybody and more immigrants. Come on over. Hell, these Negroes are doing the most, and they're stacking up money in these Freedmen Bank. Okay, well, let's finesse the money. Let's finesse the money out these banks. They saw how much money we were generating. That's why we started keeping money under the mattresses. That's why black folks were real funny about money. We got our money. We had to start hiding it because that Freedmen's Bank, they ran a finesse on us. They saw the financial stronghold that we could have. They saw all the millions of dollars we were putting in them Freedmen's Banks. They were like, oh, damn. More immigrants. Come on, let's dilute these Negroes. Come on. No. We got to stop them early. Yeah? Oh, yeah. We coming out of slavery, and within a decade, we got millions in a damn bank. They're like, oh, hell no. Give us your tired and weak. Hey, Statue of Liberty, come on. And even the Statue of Liberty, that was for us. That was supposed to be for us. That was a gift about us. That's why the Statue of Liberty has a chain on the foot. But we talked about that in the Hidden Colors film. The Freedmen School records on the I got to look that up. What's up, Nikki O? Thanks for the super chat, Nikki O. The Freedmen School records and the Freedmen's Bureau on Family Search. Y'all give me some links to that. I want to look that up. I got to look that up. Yeah, a lot of folks didn't know that. Yeah, look that up. Oh, yeah, the Freedmen Schools, yeah. Man, look, a lot of programs came from us. The Freedmen Schools started the public school systems. Foundational Black Americans in Chicago, like the Jones Brothers, doing the numbers running, they took the lottery out of that. That's where they got the lottery from. When you pick a lot they got that from us. They saw all the money we were making doing that. That's what they did with the state lottery. They got that from us. The Black Panthers free lunch program, they started doing free lunch programs in America after the Black Panthers. You understand? They didn't have free lunch programs in America before the Black Panthers did it. Do you understand? Look this up, what I'm telling you, family. They did not have a free lunch program until the Black Panthers did it. Because that was a power move. That's why they had to get the Black Panthers, because when you feed people, that's the first step of nation building and power. They saw the Black Panthers were feeding people around the country. They said, oh, let's us feed people too. We can't have black people depending on themselves now. Oh, Lord. Oh, we gotta get in front of that. Yeah. Look that up. There was no free lunch programs before the Black Panthers at all. You better understand who the hell you are and recognize your foundational Black American greatness, ladies and gentlemen. That's who we are. These are the things we create, and this is what I'm saying. We do these things and then it get labeled, well, that's American history. You see what I'm saying? Public schools, that's American history. No, it came from freedmen. The lottery, that's American history. No, that came from the numbers runners in the Black community. Free lunch, that's American. No, that came from the Black Panthers. Emergency transit EMT workers, that came, and I talked about that before. Those were foundational Black Americans in Pittsburgh. The first EMT workers in the world were foundational Black Americans in Pittsburgh. We were the first EMT workers who would go out there and work on people and bring them back to life and make sure they were good on the spot. They didn't have that before the Black people in Pittsburgh. They didn't have that. Because when somebody got shot or somebody got hurt, they put them in a police van or a hearse. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that came from us too. Yeah? Well, that's what it is. So we got to understand our history and recognize that, ladies and gentlemen. We got to recognize that and check the white supremacists and check the tethers who try to dilute our history and try to minimize our history. You see? That's why people have little hissy fits about us. Like this, I was going in on y'all favorite tether, Musty Myron Gaines. He put this up. He's always trying to throw shots at us. He put up this meme right here. He's always trying to take shots at me, trying to get clout. He put this up. He wants to be a white supremacist so bad. Like, look, ha, ha, ha. This is what Tariq Nasheed and the FBAs want reparations for. Ha, ha, ha. Hey, nigga, you drop this, some cotton. Okay, so he wants to get into some roasting, and all I did was just put this up. I just put this up of his ass with Sally Struthers. So yeah, he got mad because I have, yeah, this is your village right here, Myron Gaines. This is you. Yeah, we picked some cotton and you picked the flies off your ass when you fled from your failed homeland after getting fed by Sally Struthers. All right? So yeah, you got a history and I got ours. So yeah, we both got history, nigga. All right? Yeah, we both got history, bitch ass. You little hungry bastard. Man. Anyway, let me get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been real, but we had a great conversation. I've been on here for a long ass time. Damn, I've been on here for a long time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've been chopping it up tonight. We've been chopping it up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen, go to rootworkstyle.com to get your Rootwork deodorant right here. Go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Get this book here, Hidden Heroes from A to Z. Also make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, ladies and gentlemen. We need the community to support that. That's our institution. So we need everybody to make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, ladies and gentlemen. We're laughing about the Myron Gaines. Also, microphone check. It is now available on FBA Stream. If you're a subscriber to FBA Stream, you can watch it tonight. If you're a subscriber to FBA Stream, FBAstream.com. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it on Amazon Prime. So go to microphonecheck.com or FBAstream.com. All right, family, I'm up out of here, and I bid you a farewell.